What's up, guys? It's Black and back with some more RA content. RAGL Season 16 has came and went, and you know what that means. It is time for RAGL in review. I am going to be so busy because I put up a quick poll just to see if we wanted people to have me do one first or combined arms first, one of the two. And of course, people naturally said let's do them both at the same time. So that's going to be a lot of recording and editing and uploading all in a short time period for me, but it is what it is. I haven't quite determined which I'm going to put where, but I have a feeling it's going to be RAGL in review on Fridays, and I'm thinking combined arms in review on Mondays. And since combined arms in review is going to have a lot more videos than RAGL in review, I have a feeling, and I got a lot more tournament games to cast on combined arms, it's basically going to turn into combined arms for Mondays and Fridays after RAGL in reviews finishes. But with that out of the way, let's actually get into this season. This season was pretty weird and interesting. Obviously, we're from a very long break. I think we were doing RAGL twice a year into now about RAGL once a year. I think that had some interesting hype to it. We also had a new player with Eno coming in, so there's always that exciting stuff there. But other than that, the rest of the stuff was like kind of weird too. Cav did not come back, unfortunately, so we're going to have a new RAGL champion regardless of who made the playoffs this year. But not having Cav definitely, I feel like, lowers the skill level a little bit, makes group stage a little bit less exciting, a lot less games to look forward to. Happy was signed up, he played a few games and then dropped two, so that definitely kind of sucks as well. But that basically means that it was going to probably be me, fazzar, and Eno as a top 3, and then top 4 could go into anybody. And I mean, honestly, Unano, Ups, Mint, Andrew, any of those 4 players could definitely take that 4th spot, so there's some competition there. I think Mo and Duke Bones a little bit less of favorable to get there, but I mean, they can definitely take some games off players too. So Masters was looking not as strong as it could be, not as strong as I want it to be. I really wish that Cav was there. Maybe some other top players. Really love to have a season where like the top 6 are all fighting for a playoff spot. I think the closest we got to that was season 13 when we had Ding and Despero, but we all know how that one turned out. So enough of the pre-game out of the way. Let's actually get into these games. Alright, so we are here. Naturally, as soon as RAGL starts, it seems like my schedule gets super busy, so I try to do the Friday power hour and just get as many games as I could completed. Unfortunately, this season, that didn't really work out. People didn't really want to play their games early, but you know who will play his games early, and that is going to be Faz. Faz was like my week 6 or 7 opponent or something like that, and he instantly was the first opponent, so that's always nice. I think we all remember last year Faz just absolutely trounced me because I was pretty rusty, and I'm not super warmed up here. I don't think I had played much of RA. All I did was pretty much look at the maps, and got lucky that we got enhanced snakes and ladders. This was one of the maps that I kind of looked at and went, okay, yep, this is definitely just a 3 ref all in. There was a lot of maps that were just basically all in maps, in my opinion. One of them I could not pick against fazzar because it was a brawl, which is a snow map, so kind of unfair advantage on that one since he's colorblind there. But so yeah, I'm gonna go dog first because I want to get those early infantry kills, want to put them behind there, and then just gonna go 3 ref, 2 on those big patch, this one just kind of long distance mining on that single one, and then just quickly move out my MCV to that left side, and that's pretty much gonna shut the map in like 3/4 of it in my direction. The only place that fazzar could really expand is to the top right, and that's just super easy to camp and super easy to scout. So if this goes well, then fazzar's gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Gets a piece of my dog, but doesn't get all of it. I think I saw a glimpse of his engineer there, so almost gets my dog again, but getting lucky with the mark there. And then yeah, RA build radius from MCV is only 1 cell, not like combined arms, so the rest's not flush, but it's okay. Just kind of poking in here, and that dog has definitely helped me win these engagements, so just very lucky that I haven't lost yet. fazzar's got 1 rifle coming in the backside, so that causes me to rally some troops down to my engineer, but he sends it to his kind of oil derrick there. Wanted to make sure he didn't try to transition to the right side, but it looks like he's still going hard on the left, so just rally everything back down, kind of get everything close together. It should be alright here. Second ref's gonna come out in just a second here, and pretty good. Grenade down pretty quickly, power plant, and then third ref. I want that extra power plant so I can get closer to that ore too. So instead of like a triple ref, I'm gonna have to build that power plant. Finally lose the dog, but you know what? I've cleaned up pretty much all of his infantry, and I'm gonna get hospital, so my guys are gonna start healing up, which is pretty good since they got a few of them low health. But it looks like I have about like 9 left there, so with the 10th sitting by the hospital, I've lost maybe 8, and he's lost at least probably 15. So I think I'm trending pretty well here. That third ref coming out, those 2 refs started to dump off. I have some extra cash, so let's just kind of get that infantry queue flowing up. Since it's pretty much all I'm going to build is infantry, maybe some APCs if it gets to that far in the game, but you know, this is definitely going to be a sub 10-minute game. Let's rifles again. Looks like almost all their MC there. That would have been pretty bad, but yeah, 3 rifles on my side pushed off Fazzar and his engineer there, so that's nice. So he's probably got 1 oil derrick captured, but you know, having 3 to 1 is pretty nice. Plus I got that hospital and I am Soviets, that's gonna be nice. Also got that MC already moving out, so yeah, everything's going in so far, and it's kind of just what I'm hoping for. Just keep rolling, keep pressure on him, and let him make the mistakes here. He's got a flak, which is not great for me, but I don't really want to lose that ground, so I'm just gonna kind of retreat into the vision of my old derrick a little bit. I took a huge chunk of his flak there, which is nice. And then unfortunately he sees me with that rifle out there. Not much I can do about it. I'll just have to clean it up, but yep, 1 more power plant barracks, and then put me in range of his ore patch. And like, you do have a lot of starting eco on this map, and you can kind of forego that single ore mine. At the same time, like, it's just even less eco he's gonna have to deal with if I do block it off, and I can easily harvest that. So send a little attachment to clean that up, that 1 oil derrick up on the right side, and then he tries to push in here, but unfortunately I had defense ready. Gets this flak out, which is nice, but he loses another huge chunk of infantry, so it's starting to look a little bleak for him. I got that 4 brick, so I'm going to be rallying up that much quicker. And I just really want to cut down that right side, so not so worried about, you know, holding this left side too hard. I mean, I got defenses, I got a barracks there. It should be pretty hard for him to push in, even with APC support. What I am worried about is him sneaking an MC out. That would be pretty bad, so got to control that right side, and otherwise it should be good. Haven't really been microing my harvesters, but it, you know, it doesn't matter much. In triple ref now, I've probably killed at least, you know, 3k more than him, so should be in a good position here. Just gotta keep the net on him, keep smothering him, and eventually he just won't have anywhere to go. Killed another rifle scout, which is nice, and then with that hospital hold up, got this war factory coming out. That's gonna help me crawl down to that bottom ore patch, and then that'll probably where my 4th ref goes. 5th ref will go up on his, and that's pretty much all I need. That should be more than enough eco to push this game through. There's a small chance they could go to the left side, that's why I'm sending that 1 ref scout out there, but that seems pretty low. There's a good chance that like grenadier drop or something like that, that'd be good. And I kind of see it. Got my engineer back there, but it's just a flak for now. He's got a heavy tank out, so yep, he definitely went SC, which I think is probably a mistake. Definitely want to do a single MCV expansion here. And he places his ref there on that ore patch. I'm like, alright, that's fine. Should be okay for me. Get my 4th ref out, so I should start eking up here. And then, yeah, he pushes in across that ore patch, which I think is a pretty bad mistake. You know, my flame towers are just naturally getting a bunch of infantry. He's got 1 heavy tank there, but I've got a huge concave and more defense support, so that attack goes pretty poorly for him. And I think now I just have the mass. Those harvesters get away, which is nice for him. I think he's got a heavy tank in my back line, but yeah, he's a bit of trouble right here. Harvester goes back in, instantly dies. 2nd harvester goes in, instantly dies. That's probably his expansion MC, and he goes in and calls GG, so yeah, that I don't think Fazzar was prepared for the 3-ref all-in. I don't think anybody was prepared for the 3-ref all-in, but it was a very quick game, and we'll have to go jump into game 2. Alright, back here for game 2. I was actually kind of hoping to ban Darker Woods. Unfortunately, Fazzar beat me to draw there. I think there's like 2 trains of thought for which maps you want to ban. It's either you're going to ban a map because you don't like it, or you're going to ban a map because you know your opponent is like really good on it or really comfortable on it. This map has been played on ladder for quite a while, so I knew Fazzar was quite comfortable on it. And like, I'm not just comfortable on it or anything like that. I'm comfortable on it, I guess is the actual word. It's a negative map, so it's very classic in his like design. So yeah, if I can make Fazzar pick a map that he's a little bit less comfortable on, you know, maybe that just ups the odds a little bit. But got Ukraine again, so I went with a dog opener, and I followed it up with the engineer, with a rifle first, just to protect the engineer. And yeah, I'm just really hoping to get that first engineer. If I can get that, that's huge. It kind of stops them from getting the oil derrick, which is, you know, nice little economic denial there. It also makes them just have to go right back into another engineer, so that gives them even less rockets and rifles early on, so you can kind of snowball quickly from there. As we all know, that it is a very snowbally game. You can take a lead and run with it, but he's got rifle first there, so just back my dog out, try to rally around, see if I can catch the engineer in, but unfortunately that 2nd rifle instantly reeled my dog and it goes down. So not my finest dog micro there. And then, yep, just getting that second ref out, rallying my troops to the middle since, you know, that's probably where it's going to push. And then just get that roar factor, kill that, not going to do the double ref still here. And unfortunately, 2 rifles show up at the perfect time, so again, fazzar playing this map a lot, probably either, like, has a just, like, exact knowledge of when that engineer is going to come off, or has an approximate knowledge, or just like a game sense playing it so much, so yeah, that's the type of stuff I'm trying to avoid, and he snipes an engineer there, which is really unfortunate. So I'm not going to go back and shoot on the engineer since I've got all my rifles out. Instead, what I want to try to do is force him to either retreat or just pay attention to what I'm going to do. So I'll move these rifles out, just try to kill an oil derrick. If I can get him to back off, that'll be great. But if he doesn't back off and he goes for my oil derrick, I mean, that's kind of his better move there. But I'm kind of hoping to make him make mistakes. Kind of that's the whole point of RTS. So I realize I'm not going to be able to find that engineer in rockets anyway, so just pull out for now. But send a few rifle scouts, just make sure I'm not going to get enveloped on here. But so far looking so good. He's not at the hospital, which is unfortunate for me too. The problem is he's still in my oil derrick in the middle. Not much I can do about it, other than just keep my rifles there. But again, if I just keep him there, then he's just going to sit on even more. And I lose a rifle, which is unfortunate. Oil derrick explosion is a little bit bigger than I was expecting, but is what it is. Pump out a few rockets now after those few rifles. So I'm just going to be a little bit more defensive now. You know, there's not much I can do. I'm down to oil derrick. At the very minimum, I mean, at most we're even, but go APC first because I want that extra armor. I can push my oil derrick and get captured back. Definitely don't want to leave that oil derrick on my own. I see that he's sending a bunch of rifles there, so the fact that he's not killing anything means the engineer coming, and indeed there is an engineer coming. So I'm just gonna rally my few troops out, and then there's a huge lag spike here. And like, nothing's going, which is kind of weird. So I send a test, I don't hear anything, which is starting to make me nervous. Like, I don't think I've ever actually dropped internet in a long time. Internet is pretty simple, but usually if you're typing and you don't hear anything back, then it's usually you. A restart here, I guess, wouldn't be the worst thing. I'd probably be able to save my engineer the second time around, but, you know, it kind of sucked for fazzar there because he had a nice little, like, winning engagement there. Also just sucks for me because, you know, it's like a restart, you're already into the game, it kind of screws things up. But in a second here, it's going to turn out to be Unano, and everything goes on smoothly. So he's starting to cap my oil derrick. I'm cursing that nano, and I'll get this APC out, get the target fired on that engineer. Get lucky here that there's no like rocket support or anything like that. And so yeah, he's gonna lose, you know, 6 or 7 rifles, not get my oil derrick, and lose his engineer, which is nice. Not gonna get that hospital too, which is also important. And as a result, I'm gonna, you know, get my troops back home, rally another engineer, get my harvesters going. I should be okay. Stall a little bit, which is weird. He's in with a flak, which is nice because my engineer was not quite out yet, just yet. But yeah, we're starting to get into the groove of things. So kind of weird early engagement. I think he took the very initial one getting that engineer, but you know, losing an oil derrick and losing, you know, 5 or 6 rifles there plus an engineer. So it's starting to look a little bit more in my favor, but definitely not enough to swing a game. And he's just trying to poke with that flak, but not getting much of anything. And I do see that he does indeed have my oil derrick, so that's nice of him. But unfortunately, his rocket was on move command there, doesn't even get to fire a shot. And yeah, he's getting pushed back there. Now he knows he can't push in. It'd be very dangerous if he tried. And I'm getting my MC out, which is nice. With the double light vehicle build. Again, it's just because I needed that early pressure after losing that oil derrick, so going for a single light vehicle runs the risk of just snowballing even further if I lose it. But I got lucky there and lose it, so I think I accidentally put a rifle in there, but it's alright. I'm just gonna go get a hospital. Definitely want that hospital. It'll be nice to have that extra heals since I won't get him as a Soviet player. Kill one of his scouts while I'm at it, because why not? And wanted to place the flame tower, but it was a little bit too far back. I wanted to be closer to that gap, so I'm just gonna let this barracks go down, then place it right in front there, and that'll pretty much cover the gap. So if he goes in through there, you know, unless he's got tank first, I should be able to get him. Cancel that ref, and then wait for that MCV to be deployed, so that gives you that 50% ability reduction. Turns it from like a 34 second into 29 seconds, so 5 seconds off. Probably worth it. But I'm stalling a little bit here, which is, you know, kind of weird. I should be totally fine on 5 harvesters, but it is what it is, I guess. Gonna get that ref out, it should be okay. I think maybe it's just the harvesters are like super inefficient since I'm not right grid involved. So that top right one, it's just been kind of eating that dead ore right next to the ore mine. Scout that he is indeed there first, which makes sense. Usually you're natural, so kind of hoping I can just push onto his expansion real quick. Just want to crawl to that corner and then drop a test coil. That should be able to deny him that expansion. That'd be really good if I can do that. Kill it right out with my MC, because why not? And then use my flak deck on his gun. Unfortunately, he sees my MC there, which is not great, and he sees that he's already got an MC there, so yeah, he seems to be just much quicker on the draw this game than me. I'm just a little bit behind for a good reason. And again, maybe it is because I went for that extra strokes first. That can totally be a thing. And he's got a big army there in the middle. Luckily, it's kind of scattered that can see, but just kind of hoping to push through there. Let's kill my old Derek. I'm trying to set up a good concave here. Fortunately, that heavy tank gets a little bit further away than I want it to be, and he drops a testicle right into it. So yeah, with that heavy tank pretty much dead, I think he's got a much better concave here. With my heavy tank fully alive there, maybe I trade better in this engagement, but especially with that third one coming in. But unfortunately, he just kind of surrounds me, and I pretty much lose everything there. Not much to go to there. I can't even place that testicle since it's not even range of his Zor, so it's, I have to place it back up in my base. And yeah, just swinging game of RA. One engagement, and this game's pretty much over. He's got like probably double my army value. He's got a tank up in the north that I can't really deal with either. All I can do is kind of maybe try to push him off Zor, but like I said, he's already 2 expansions up at this rate, and I'm kind of struggling on eco for no good reason. I should be totally fine right now, but I'm like barely stalling or constantly stalling now. Tried to use that flame tower to target fire, but for some reason it just didn't want to. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's gonna push my expansion. Not much I can do about it. I'm just into my main, which is where I was kind of hoping he'd attack. But honestly, even if he attacks my main, I'm pretty screwed there as well. I think he's just got way more mass than I do. Trying to start her back with this MCV, but again, just completely stalling. That Harvester gets off a quarter before it's pulled away from a dead ref. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. He's got heavy tanks, just more infantry here. And just a much better angle of attack since I'm streamlined in, nothing to attack about it. But this game is pretty much over. Did like that it looks like he just went rifle fours there and kept his rockets alive. That's a nice little trick. Doesn't come in handy too often, but I think it definitely did there. Yeah, that Harvester not gonna even get its load off before it dies. Heavy tank kills it, so yeah, I have 2 heavy tanks to my name and a rifle. I just go ahead and call GG, so that's kind of what I expected out of Faz. He's been playing a lot recently. He's looked really good in every ladder game I've seen him, so is what it is. It was definitely weird that I kept stalling. I think it's just because I didn't pull 2 Harvesters down. I just pulled the 1, and it was not even a close game, that second one, so we'll play it here, and we'll jump into the next games. Alright, we are back here for game numbers 3 and 4. As you can see, this is a shoutcast. Unfortunately, I did not realize that OBS is not smart enough to pick up different windows, and I had set it up because I was playing Combined Arms, so I recorded for Combined Arms, and then I played RAGL in the same day, and as a result, OBS was trying to record a Combined Arms window that did not exist, so I did not even get the audio of this game. I just got a blank black screen, which is super unfortunate because these games against Andrew were really good, and I also didn't realize it until game 4 of Mo, so game 3 of Mo will also be like this. But let's get into this game. I drew Germany this time. Andrew, of course, he picks Ukraine. Go with an engineer first and capture this backline oil derrick, unless you're gonna go rifles first. I mean, even if you're gonna go rifles first, you're gonna rush in here, obviously, but going engineer first, just capture this backline oil. Going here first is not gonna like help you unless your opponent is not going for this, and that's just not feasible on this map. You have to contest this middle. It's just not smart to. If you give your opponent these 2, then they can easily go to here or on this side and get 3, and then come back with an easy 4, and you're gonna be in a lot of pain real quickly. You cannot have that many oil derricks to 0. I don't remember why I said that. I said it for something, I think, but I just don't know. I no longer remember, but I'm just positioned here in the middle. Andrew sends in 2 rifles to their deaths. It's fine. He's got 3 rifles over here, and then just he's double roughing as well. Obviously, he's got a nice flame tower ready, which is good. I've got 1 scout in here, maybe trying to get some rockets, something like that, but not seeing anything at all. Of course, on this map, double rough cell makes the most sense. You don't really need 2 refineries up here. It's kind of a condensed patch. It gets you that ref a little bit quicker for this gem mine that you want to expose as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm just chilling here in the middle. Got my second oil derrick. As you can see, Andrew is very slow on his. He routed his engineer quite a ways away just to make sure he didn't get caught. I sent it in one rifle, and I'm pretty sure I saw that, yeah, he did have it, so kind of cues me in on where he might be. I'm sending my engineer over here with one rifle, and I actually have the perfect attack move in here. If that was force fire, it'd be great, but unfortunately, he's got two rifles there, and it goes down. I was like barely probably got a glimpse of that engineer, but just rallies me, my engineer back, and then I know I'll have something probably safe to go over here. There's chances rough cell with those two technicians and that one rifle are just gonna go down there. Just rallying everything in the middle, you know, maybe preparing to push, and then I got my engineer over here, so I said, you know what, nah, I got a ranger coming out. Andrew's engineer's over there, I'll just decap him, and you know, that'll be better in the long run anyways. He'll probably be at the minimum of one orc, old orc down, although if you went double engineer, he could actually snipe that, so maybe that's the way you do it. If you want to go engineer first, you're gonna have to do double engineer, capture this one, but that also makes you with 4 less rifles, so that's kind of bold. But I push in here with my ranger, get a clean sweep there, gonna unload that. And then Andrew, smart, he's got a ton of rifles out right now, 32 to 20, so he's got no rockets at all. But I mean, I guess if he knows that I'm going ranger first, that's a really smart move. You don't want that ranger to eat those rockets, but it's always a gamble of whether or not they're gonna go for a light tank or a ranger, and having 0 rockets is not good against a light tank. What I really like about Andrew here, and this is what I kind of sucks that I don't have this, is he sets up the perfect ambush. He's got the perfect conga line. I lose my ranger instantly, and like I try to mount some sort of defense here, but he even comes in with a flak. So that is going to be my army completely wiped up, 700 to 3,800 loss. So, and he's going to kill the old Eric instantly. So that was just a phenomenal play there by Andrew, who keeps his engineer alive as well. So he's had a really good opening. That kind of forces me to fix my rally point, rally all the way back here. But going with one MCV move out, I think that's kind of like the theme of this season, was one MCV plays, and just skipping an MCV for a while, pop out like 3 or 4 medium tanks, and then go into a second MCV. It really just depends on how the game's going. If I have the lead, then there's honestly probably no reason to go second MCV, just build more tanks. But Andrew's gonna come in here, clean this old Eric up as well, so I will be down to just one old Eric, and he'll be down to just one old Eric. Did not build another engineer. He absolutely should. This one's so close to your base. Plus, there's always this free one over here. But yeah, he's in a great position there. His army is definitely a little bit better than mine, 52 to 77. But I mean, again, that one FC play is gonna help me catch up there. And yeah, he comes over here, pokes at my scout, probably being able to kill it with the flag. Be very careful though. That's a very low health flag. So he needs to send that back to SD as soon as possible. But now he's trying to set up an ambush over here. But you know, with my tanks and MCV support, I should be okay. The only thing I don't like about Andrew, and I did not know this until now, is that he expands straight to this corner, and that's just not the right move. Take your position over here and then go to this corner. Maybe, or at the very least, stop and drop a ref here, because you're gonna start stalling pretty soon. You can see he's pretty low on eco there, so he pokes in a little bit. Here's a pillbox, so he knows that I'm established there. It makes sense. So I draw my army back after killing his old Eric. I'm just waiting for an attack here. Want to get some rifle scouts up since I don't have that ranger anymore. I want to make sure he's not doing like a long X-flank or something like that, but seems a little unlikely. But I do send the one rifle scout up to the top, just to make sure there's nothing coming over there. A split right now would be pretty bad for me. I definitely want death ball to try to catch up on that army value. Sometimes Andrew's just kind of split a little bit, and again, he's gonna have such a long eco transfer that this is not gonna turn out really well for him. But I do like that he is using these constant rifle scouts, especially since he knows that my ranger's dead, and he's gonna be a little bit more effective than they would be with that ranger still alive. I'm just kind of trying to move over here, kill one of my rifle scout, and then I see this one up here, so I figure, okay, yeah, he's either down here already or he's planning an attack, so I don't want to attack into that. I'm just gonna retreat for now and do my thing. I got another MCV coming out, since again, it's not really going in my favor, and I'm gonna need to expand again. I'm gonna need that second MC as well. Send one rifle scout, and it goes down to another one. He sends another rifle scout in there, so he's definitely staying well scouted. At the same time, he's kind of sacrificing a little bit much. Kind of allows me to go, okay, yep, he's definitely going to be in that corner, so I'm just going to rotate my entire army, cover this MCV, and just keep my rally down here. That should be good. Send these rifle scouts out for the flanks, because that's all I'm really worried about. You know, if he tries to come through here, I should be okay. If he comes through here, I'll definitely be okay. This one could be gold. Just going through the gut right there. And, you know, there's definitely some, you know, idea to think about there. Going through the middle is definitely a dash, but if you do get it, there's a lot of juicy infrastructure there. You can get deep behind enemy lines. he's got like the perfect line of infantry right here, which is great, and he's doing a great job again of these rival scouts. But like, what is this really telling him exactly is that he's just not getting hit over here, but he doesn't have more action needs, and that's where my army is over here, so this is a little bit sketchy for him. He's also gonna base push me here with Tesla Coil, which is, you know, not a bad idea. The problem is these 3 Harvs are basically on a dead mine, and as soon as that Tesla Coil comes up, that's gonna be a cue for me just to run him away. So he's actually honestly just doing me a favor. But there goes the Tesla Coil, and you can see I'm just like, okay, yep, rally them away. I'm gonna have ref there by the time I get there. Got this little detachment here that I'm going to try to flank around that MCV, and then I got this detachment here, which is in great position against him. His tanks are totally in the wrong spot. The only thing he does have going for him is that his tanks target my tanks, but again, he loses 2 heavy tanks, lost the Harv. I've kept both of my tanks alive there. And once again, he's kind of out of position here, but he's got pretty big spherical numbers there, but I'm definitely whittling that down, just having good tanks. Another Tesla Coil comes down. It's going to be the end of that attack, but I did clean up everything over here, so we're now even an army, and my destroy loss is looking a lot better, and that's all just because of those 2 engagements, which, again, kind of similar to the second game against Fazzar. It's amazing how wildly this game can swing. At some point, it becomes very hard to kind of anti-swing just because the army difference is so big, but it's always possible if those tanks are in bad position. Once again, he's got a good surround here, but his tanks are just not in good position for the most part. This army is just kind of getting attrited away. My mass just wins out here, and now I can turn into him here. My tank is in great position here. And so everything that could go wrong has just gone wrong for Andrew all of a sudden. The only thing that's going right for him is I have 1 rocket left in this composition. But yeah, he's in a little world of hurt now. His army is basically a heavy tank. Eventually those rifles will kill it, unless he gets a lot of support soon. The backside of this, you know, I've got up to tier 2. My tier 3 is coming out shortly, I imagine, as soon as that advanced power plant is done. But this heavy tank is so close. That crush has probably actually saved it from dying. He's pushing in here, but I'm employing my inner happy and just pillbox spamming my way to victory. Yeah, Andrew up to 2 MCVs. I'm floating almost 9k because I have so much eco, and again, that probably just is part because Andrew pushed me off. Maybe transfer those Harvs. But yeah, and what do you do if you're Andrew right here? I don't know. You gotta have one hell of a engagement. Send that back to your SD, I guess that's one thing, but tier 3 is 5 seconds away. I'll have Tanya. I build spies, then I realize this is 4.4 or whatever it is. I'm Germany, so this is all this is gonna be able to do is power down and steal cash. I'm not gonna get that veterancy, so I don't know how people feel about the change. I think it's definitely makes British or the UK a stronger faction, where they're kind of weak with just the gap gen, so it is what it is, I suppose, but I think it's a good change. He's starting to kill my pillboxes, but now I got the artillery coming in, so he decides to attack in here, which is totally fine. You know, he's just got 2 artillery to deal with, and I'm doing a very poor job of actually hitting anything with them. That artillery shell also gonna miss, but hella Tanya, and that's gonna be a problem for him. He even got a bad turn for him to deal with too, but now I got some infantry and some rockets coming in. He gets some good crushes there, still misses Tanya, finally gets her. But then he loses 3 heavy tanks for Tanya. I'm not sure about that. I have another artillery pushing in right here. And I just send a spy into his draft. It's not going to get much at all. Yeah, this artillery finally in a great spot, although it's still not being super effective. I'm just winning out with defense support. Tries to move command. I think that was an attack command into the artillery, but just didn't work. But then I got another spy down here in his power, and that flank was pretty much unnoticed, so also rated his eco down here. I still don't know what you stole my nest egg means. That's not slang that I'm familiar with, but I guess I did, whatever that means. Maybe it was because it's eco or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, Andrew, phenomenal play in the beginning right here. I just kind of threw it away with a little bit scouting on the wrong side, I guess. He needed more scouts on the side, and he had a great line over here, but that was pretty much it. One big engagement with his tanks out of position here made a huge difference, and then again, his tanks being caught in a bad position there. But that's it for game 1. Let's jump into game 2.
Battle control initialized.
Alright, we are back here for game 2. Again, shoutcasting because OBS is dumb, but I drew any England, and Andrew this time is on going to be Ukraine. He's always going to be your crane, unless that weird times where he was picking allies. That's what we're on. Low valence, obviously. Gem mines here. Double mine expansion. 1 or derrick each per person. These comm centers, which are actually somewhat important. They're really nice to have. Just the amount of times that your opponent will try to attack you here or something, or attack you here, and just a string of infantry just barely comes in that vision. It's nice. In hospital too. Just a nice little global heal for those who want it. And just going engineer first. That makes a lot of sense. I was gonna go engineer first. We have a nice little banter about this map. I'm not sure how I feel about this map. It's not the worst map in the world. It's definitely a interesting map, I think. We're talking about, yeah, 1 oil, but gems, not contested, good map. So you can debate that if you want. And just seems to think it's a good map. I think it's just that makes them be able to go War Factor first a little bit more easier. But I feel like War Factor first is a little bit somewhat underrated. I didn't honestly use it that much this season, but War Factory First is not a build that you don't want to use when you're not practiced. I don't feel like. In fact, most builds besides Double Ref are not a thing you want to use when you're not practiced. What's nice about Double Ref is there's not a whole lot of timing windows that you have to make. It's basically just build a power plant, build a Rex, and once that War Factories come out, like your entire build order is easily complete. Whereas like War Factory First, like you have to constantly putting stuff down. If you mistime your stuff or you take too long, like you're definitely going to stall. Other builds like the triple ref build, you have to get that macro going as soon as possible. So you want to pipe micro your harvesters, get those oil there as soon as possible and all that stuff. Like even the quick tank build is super hard on eco, so if you start slowing down somewhere, you're going to have a bad time. I try to push his comp center here. Unfortunately, he had a few scouts, but I get one of them, which is nice. That's going to pull his engineer back. The only downside about this map is that these gems are actually super important. If you can deny somebody the gems, that makes a big difference. Or if you can force them to delay longer on the gems than necessary, then it's really easy to push both of these expos. And if you can control or contest these expos, then there's just not a whole lot of eco on this map to really make a stand. You definitely need both of these and a gem mine to have good eco on this map. So that's always usually my strategy on this map. Try to cap that engineer off if I can. Deny him these gems, and if I can do that or slow him down there, then I know that I'm gonna have an easier time pushing both of these. And if I can do that, then it'll just slowly but surely go in my favor. I get a nice really good scout on him too here. Pretty much see everything I need to know. See the War Factory, see a single ref up there. And just judging by the amount of infantry I've seen, he's probably went for a War Factory first. So that's alright. You know, I'm just gonna sit in my base now. There's not much of War Factory first really is threatened by, or at least I'm not threatened by it on this map as allies. Maybe build a pillbox if I'm feeling insecure or something like that, but nah, instead, just gonna put this ranger out, just gonna rally it all the way, hoping to get that engineer somewhere, but fortunately his engineer is just sitting in his base right now. Now this rifle was gonna go onto that oil, but again, engineer with good rifle scout there, gets a nice little cleanup there. Same time, I'm just going for the traditional double ref opener, getting that SD before second racks. Don't need 2 life vehicles this time. And I'm just gonna go place the MC out here, quickly move out here. If I can deny this, that'll be great. Engineer comes in. Thought about going on to his ref, but then I see that ref right there, so that's a good sign. Just clean up those ref scouts when you can. And we'll just come in here, see if there's anything going on in the middle. No, so I'll just come back. Don't want to run it through his comp center just because he's got a bunch of units there. And I'll just have it come back to my base. Because as soon as this MC is out, I'm going to want to escort it. It's nice to do that with an engineer rather than just your army. That way, if he is planning some sort of trap, you know, you're at least 3 more seconds or so to deal with it. And just up to 3 Rex now. Got an MCV out too, so he's pretty much equal par with me. He's going to be a little bit quicker since he went War Factory first and doesn't have to have that 3rd ref, but yeah, he's already mined out here, so he's got to get a good transfer on those harvests. A little bit more left there. I'm very similar. I'm actually more mined out here than he is, but this is what it is. My MC is coming out now. His MC is out, so we're going to be pretty much even on expansions. He's going to have 1 ref, basically a full ref of a head mine, but again, that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Try making sure that these refs get spread out, just in case he wants to go to this bottom. That's totally possible too. You can go here, drop your MCV, place your ref, and that puts you this much closer there. But he drops testicle down here, which is kind of interesting. Kills my ref scout over there, which is fine, but that does kind of cue me to send my engineer. Maybe see if I can get that engineer. Cue my ranger to kill that engineer. I'm so bad at talking, but it's okay. It's okay. My expansion's gonna be out here in 3 seconds. I think I'm stalling just a little bit. Just delaying on that one. Gonna have to control these harvesters since they're wanting to go back to their home. That's alright. engineer is getting there, but my ranger gets there at a perfect timing. I'm gonna get those 3 ref scouts as well. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This really sucks for him. So he's 5 seconds almost down on that ref now. He can deploy it and get another engineer, but then it's gonna be 12 seconds. He's gonna have to wait there for that whole racks and everything. I guess he could place that, move this MSV as the racks is building, which would probably be a smart idea. But as a result, you know, I've got this one. This is definitely gonna be mine. I can start placing defenses here. He's waiting for this racks and an engineer, so that's gonna be slowing him down. I'm basically just waiting on my ref, so his early like ref advantage that he had on me is now pretty much gone, and now I'm starting to be in a good position. He's also got a big army here, so if he does contest this, you know, he's gonna have to deal with an army, which can always be scary and makes people a little bit more cautious. But he gets an engineer in there, and he starts moving. As I said, I'm gonna have a second army here. My defenses are ready, and I have this MCV already moving out there, so my plan for here is working out pretty well. I'm just kind of choking the eco out of Andrew, which is, I guess, a kind of characteristic of my play. I really like a big eco and just out macro people. My micro is definitely not anywhere on mint level. It's probably closer to, I don't know, what's the seal floor or the floor ceiling? The seal floor ceiling words are bad macro, good macro, bad micro. That's me. For everything else, there's MasterCard. But Andrew gets another ref out here, which is nice. But again, I'm scouting with the ranger. See, he's got an army there, so it's like, all right, well, I got my army in the wings. Gotta push this MCV up, drop a power plant, and then turn it in your face. And what are you gonna do about it? Same time, I'm not seeing anything over here. Would have been smart to scout over there, but instead, I'm just going to pull over and deathball him. I know if I can push him off here, then that kills off this expo and also makes this expo a little bit exposed. So he should have an idea that I'm transferring armies since he had a scout there, but he's definitely not prepped for it. He's got Tescoil, which is great, but he's kind of in a weird position. He's trying to rotate away, and he's attacking here, which is nice. But I see it, so I'm just gonna instantly drop pillbox, pull the MCV away. But it's go time over here. Yeah, he has 0 armor. I've got 5 medium tanks, 4 left. The left harvester goes down, so this is going to be a clean sweep for him. My MC is getting away, and he's going to lose that MC. He just sells out. I think he should have delayed me a little bit longer. That would have been nice. That would make him be able to mount a defense over here a little bit quicker, but yeah, I'm going to be able to go attack into the north now. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. My MC is getting out scot-free, and I still have that ranger, which is nice. But he decides to kill my comm center. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to send off a few of my stuff to kill your comm center as well, but you can see with the comm center, he just sees a little bit of my infantry streaming in, and that definitely knows that I'm going up here, and he appropriately retreats. But yeah, I should have more than enough to deal with that, honestly. I got pillboxes, rocket support, even 5 heavy tanks is a lot, but really isn't that much for me to deal with. His gem mine expansion gets sold out. He hides the harvester, which is nice. I'm just letting mine go, you know, delaying him as much as possible. And this army is still pretty big. It's only got 1 medium tank, you know, and he's starting to mount defense here, but that's just more than he can handle. Placed 1 more pillbox before that ref went down. I think that sniped a lot of infantry, but ranger finally goes down. But now we're gonna have some Dunkirk over here. Harvester tries to get out of dodge, but unfortunately it just dies, which honestly probably helps me because his tanks kind of get stuck there. But Andrew's trying to be a little cheeky here, kill the bridge before I can get across. And it's close, but bridges are just so damn tanky. Same time, I'm just coming up here, get both his harvesters, which is nice. He just retreats away. Does not target the medium tank. I try to pull it back and save it, but yeah. That's all of 6 expansions down. He did not kill a bridge. Brought over some mechanics just to get those husks too as well. So it's looking pretty grim here for Andrew. Another heavy tank getting whittled down, finally goes down. And that just causes me to retreat. I've pretty much done all the damage I need to. It's catching me a little bit on a attack move, but you know, I still have a huge army here, so eventually I'm going to turn it into you. And yep, 1 more heavy tank down for him. So that's unfortunate for him. I get my army out. Sword loss is looking really good in my favor, 37 to 18, so almost, I think that is actually 2 to 1. My army value is definitely over 2 to 1, almost 3 to 1. So it's looking pretty abysmal for him. The mechanics just getting, I think, 1 heavy tank somewhere. There he is. And the other one timed up before I get it, but establish my gem mine again. Should be good. I'm up to tier 2. I'm sure I'm probably going tier 3 after another ref because eco is important on this map. And then yeah, Andrew pulls the goalies, sells everything but 1 racks, gets everything going in the middle. So he's gonna go out in style. He's either gonna win this somehow, which would be the game of the century, or he's just gonna have fun with it and then, you know, throw everything he can at me, which is unfortunate for him because I decide that it's time for me to deathball, and my massive army lead is not gonna help him in this matter. But I do remember at this point in the game seeing 1 harvester and going, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I see all the harvesters and I go, oh, he's doing everything he can, huh? All right, well, I have this big army, so I'm just gonna let him fully commit before I get there. Trying to get these tanks in front. They're just not agreeing with me, but at this rate, I don't think it matters. He just doesn't have the mass to deal with this. Tries to go for the harvesters in there, but again, my tanks finally get in front, and everything's just going down for him, so this is it. This is Andrew's last down. Last harvester goes down. He goes ahead and calls the GG, so kind of a funny end there. But yeah, it's just, everything went right that time for me on this map, but it's just kind of how this map can be, I guess. So that is going to be it for this week, and I will see you all next time.